Hello, this is a look at two separate products from Mega Construx, formerly Mega Bloks Collector's Series in their Destiny line. On the left is the Titan Ruin Wings Armory, and on the right is the Warlock Hezen Lords Armory set. Or Hezen Lords, or Hezen Lords, or Hezen Lords, however you want to pronounce it. I don't care. Like I said, purchased separately, but I just wanted to cover both of them in one video because they both came out at the same time. Let's first look at the Titan. I'm assuming this is the God of War shader on this one, and it's got the Ruin Wings, which are formed with just the shoulder armor pieces. Unfortunately, no armor attachment system for lower arms, so you just get the shoulders there. And those are just a little bit down on detail compared to what I've become accustomed to with these sets. You know, it's not quite as crisp around all the contours and the edges as I would expect, and you really lose a lot not having the wings of Ruin Wings. However, beyond that, everything else looks fantastic to me because the level of candy effect with the armor and the helmet, all the pieces that are painted red, is very high, very, very high. They use a very bright silver color beneath, and it feels like they either layered up multiple layers of the red or just went with a kind of a gel coat on it, so it went on pretty thick, and you can just see the thickness of that paint. And yet they've got the masked off areas that look very good, either masked or painted over that. I haven't looked at it up too closely, but those lines are nice and straight. You got the little brown fuzziness up here, which again is just a little bit down on level of detail compared to what I'm used to by now. I'm just getting spoiled for sure. The mark is very plain, just a plain black mark on this one, and the ghost shell is also very plain. But man, that red and also the gold in the face, and the fact that they got a little bit of paint application in the nose and the eye holes for that one, I think is very important. Just getting that visor color in there really brings some life to this thing that would be missing if they just went with the single gold application for the whole face area. On the stand, there's an alternate set of armor here, and I'll show you what the figure looks like with all that stuff on. But they do give you a named weapon. This is Last Extremity from the first couple years of Crucible from the vendor, and also you can get it as a drop. Nicely done. It looks proper. I never got the hang of using that one myself. It's the slowest firing archetype, but really, really high impact. And if you get a really good roll, and you are more into like sniping type of uses, stay back, it can be a really good thing, and I'm glad that they made it. It's very recognizable. They got the Amalon print on there, which is done very well. And then also they gave us a sniper rifle, which is just in medium gunmetal gray, and then a generic rocket launcher that's just done in plain silver. So no alternate color on those. They look a little bit plain. I guess the rocket launcher looks good because of its level of detail just in the mold. The sniper rifle not so much, and part of that is just because of the color. It tends to take detail out. Let me get these armor pieces onto that Titan though, so you can see how much of a transformation that causes. See, this is a complete transformation. No more Ruin Wings in this case, but it looks like an entirely different character. So I definitely appreciate how much changes here. It's not obvious that it's the same figure that you're basing it on. They change enough that if you get two of these and you set up one of them like this and the other with the default red armor pieces, it looks like distinct characters, which is what I want to see. The paint applications on the front here aren't as good, but they're going over a more complex shape in each case with the white and the red. The head is done pretty properly. The shader is probably a Trials of Osiris shader, Aru's Passage or something like that. There are a couple of other shaders that you could pretend that it is as well, but they've gone pretty thoroughly gold with this one. I think this is another good looking one. It's not too shiny. There's just a little bit of satin finish to it, which I think makes sense. I feel like it feels a little bit grounded. Maybe if it was shinier, it might be a little bit nicer, but I don't know. That's tough to kind of fit in to get just the right kind of finish for gold. There are so many different ways to do gold, but I'm happy with this one. And then here's the default configuration for the Warlock. Again, separate set. Hezen Lords, Hezen Lords, however you want to pronounce it. This is done with no shader, with just the default colors for that legendary chest armor piece. And Light Beyond Nemesis, right? So that's looking pretty good there. Appreciate that. Different color for the Traveler's Light, which can represent some void power that's being charged up if you want to. Just the level of detail on that that chest armor piece is really good. Also, when you come down the robe, you come down the side, it continues. And that's even a little bit more difficult to pull off on this kind of silicone piece here, just because those tend to move around and it's really easy to get those to not be set up properly. Reusing pieces here, but they've done a good enough job with the colors and the designs that I think this is another really good, distinct looking one, and it's close to my color scheme. On the stand here, obviously another alternate set of armor, which I'll show you on the figure. This is, I believe, a PDX 41 legendary gunsmith pulse rifle, right? And then a very, very, very golden, a very high, almost champagne gold color, just single color mold for this shotgun. And then I think that this also looks pretty good for the rocket launcher, with just the medium gunmetal gray, the same color that was used for the sniper rifle on the other set. So I think this actually, that color looks better on a rocket launcher. Maybe it's just the design of the rocket launcher itself that I like better in general, but it does feel like I lose a little bit of detail with the lighter color, the lighter colored metallics when you have no paint application on a weapon. With the alternate armor setup with this one, it also changes the look quite thoroughly, though I feel like it doesn't change it quite as much as the Titan did, because this one's still using the same gauntlets. And there's no change on the legs here, because you don't have the armor add-on pieces, although with the Warlock you do get the robes that come down quite thoroughly. I believe this shader is Perilous Quest, which is actually the one that I have equipped as of the time of the recording of this video on my main character. Looks very, 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 very close to what I have. I use the greens, the green shaders on my main Warlock character as much as possible, and there's nothing else that matches it. It matches this look like Perilous Quest. It's a nice looking one. Doesn't actually have any green in the preview for it, strangely. But this is nicely done. You've got multiple different colors going through here. The only thing that I don't like on this one is that silver that shows up for this, the shoulder armor. So I could take that off. Unfortunately, it kind of scratched the edge there. I can burnish that back down, but that is one issue that you will encounter every once in a while with some of these. I think that might actually be a better look there, to be honest with you. I wish that there was something else included instead, just an alternate, at least for that one shoulder, but the main body in the central section, and also that nice gold bond. Ha! Gold bond. Interesting. Gold bond. So 2 more of these individual character sets that I feel are very collectible, each one in its own right. They look very distinct. Titan does a great job of changing things up when you go from one setup of the armor to the other. The Warlock also looks good in both configurations. It's kind of nice that they stuck with similar colors there. That's kind of what you go for. And as always, I'm just looking forward to more of these. I like both of them, and between the two, I like the Titan better, even though I made a Warlock myself. So there you go. If you have anything about either of these that you would like to say, please leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.
Ah!